Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis podcast. I am not Jay. I will not say hello, boys, really loudly and for a long period of time. I think it's Jay's birthday. Is that right?
Yeah.
It is.
That's great. Good for Jay.
Oh, there we go.
What happened to
We
Brad?
missed a bunch of stuff, didn't we? Or did I miss a bunch of stuff?
I think you missed a bunch of stuff, Brad. That's that
Apparently.
special fucking internet you got.
The
We've been
Canada.
rolling.
I think
Remember
it's still fucking up.
Do you remember that show when Wes kept doing this and was freezing like mid-sentence for like long periods
That
of
was
time?
a good
Yeah.
time.
That was fun.
It is Jay's birthday, so he's
Happy-
having a fun
Yes.
time today.
Is he, what, 40?
So he gave us a birthday present and didn't show up tonight.
You're welcome. You're welcome,
He
fans.
gave all you listeners a fucking birthday.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, fans. Wes, how are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Staying busy. Trying to keep away from the virus. So
Did you
We're
go to
still-
the race in
What virus?
Texas?
I am gonna stay away from races. I paid fucking season tickets to a brand new soccer stadium in town, and I'm not even gonna go to a game, which is killing me. But I'm not gonna do it. And I live like I live well. Like you could ask for a refund on your season tickets, but you don't get to keep that seat next year.
The
And
next
I got
year. Yeah.
I got like a really nice seat at a really good price. And I was just like, fuck it, keep the money. They are giving you 25% off next season's tickets at least. So it's something, but I'm not going. Fuck
I don't
that.
blame you. Well, it's the other people. Like
Yeah.
I did see that in the Texas race, which had like 8 billion people in it, and there was like I think there was a delay or something, and there was like
Oh,
hundreds of
it was after the race. They
where they
ran
were
down
all on
there
the
to get
fence.
fixed. Yep.
They were on the fence, like face to face and everything. Not a mask in sight because that's freedom. You don't step on my freedom.
You're right.
And
I'm jealous of it, really.
The freedom I would be.
I want
too.
more.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
trying to import that shit. It's not coming up here.
You know, Brad, I'm in a hot spot right now, and you're pretty jealous. I can't even go outside.
They let y'all. They put a bunch of fans at the race at Bristol, which is not a few hours, but it was all people from the state of Tennessee. That was like 50,000. They let in that fucking place.
We're doing great. We're doing good. School starts here on Tuesday, but
It
it's
started.
virtual.
It started in Indiana in Clark.
In
County.
person.
Yeah, kids busting
Oh.
them in, which was that's like 30 minutes from me, 45 minutes right across the bridge.
It's July. Why do you guys have school in the first place right now?
So
Fucking hot. What the fuck?
in the South, they start school usually like early August.
They do it year round now almost.
Yeah. So the reason like I think the reason maybe I'm hoping. So like in the South, August is like the worst month ever. Like it's fucking terrible. No one wants to be outside at this point. In the North, August is like the best month ever.
Yeah.
So I always think maybe that's why they do the seasons that way. But I could be just completely making that up.
Or it could be because you guys don't have any. You guys don't get social services, like paying for people to look after your kids. So you just put them in school all year round.
Well,
it's-
we end like a month earlier than like the other place, than up north.
See, we used to get like 2.5, almost 3 months for summer vacation, but we're so stupid down here. We was letting kids out for summer vacation, and motherfuckers were just getting dumber until they came back to school. So they started doing like year round. Get big chunks of breaks, like around the holiday break. Then you'll get a little summer
Couple
break.
weeks, yeah.
But also, like we have so many fucking poor people in this country that a lot of these kids don't eat when they're not in school. They literally don't get meals.
That's fucked.
So they're like, we need to have them year round. So they're literally getting fed and shit like that. Also abuse. So you can notice abuse that's happening and shit.
Jesus
We're
Christ.
we're completely fucked down here. We are
What a
completely-
country.
What a
have,
What a
country.
country.
So we're starting school on Tuesday, but it's virtual schooling at least through Labor Day.
Yeah.
So like another month, but you can actually go, there's assigned lunch pickup times if you'd like to go get a lunch for your child. So you can actually drive to the school at assigned time and they will hand you a bagged lunch.
We've been doing that here pretty much the whole time that the virus has happened in Louisville.
Yeah.
We've been they've had meals for school kids that you can come pick them up, all 3 meals a day and shit. Yeah, we're doing. They said here it's going to be at home teaching till like November or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Ours,
But then we got Indiana just riding right across the bridge.
Fuck it.
There's people that
Yeah.
they work and shit over here and drive like fucking.
My favorite thing that I read recently was them talking about how they take kids away from poor people because they're too poor to be able to care for their kids. And then they give them to somebody else and give those people a couple grand a month to raise their
Yeah.
kids.
yeah, I mean, basically, it's not bad. It's not bad. So we'll see. We'll see. John, how are you doing? Are you jealous that I'm in a hot spot and you're not?
No, not at all. And fucking hockey's back. McJesus was ripping shit up last night.
Okay.
Saturday's playoffs, very start of NHL playoffs, so I'm fucking pumped. It's
Brad?
good times.
I'm excellent. There's been lacrosse on TV for like 2 weeks straight. No greater time to be alive, if we're being honest. No greater time.
I can
God.
think of greater times pretty
Nope.
easily. Pretty
No.
much every other time.
We could be doing all of this in Vegas in a couple months.
I'm going to it. I'm going.
It's like,
I'm going.
fuck it, I'm going. I don't give a
So
shit.
think of it this way for me, right? I'm in a hot spot. So Tennessee has like 100,000 cases. Nevada has like 40,000. So I would be
That's an upgrade.
I
You're
would be
safer there.
way safer in Las Vegas with those open masks so you can drink, just you got to
Yeah.
be safe. You can't spill your drink trying to drink under the mask, but I don't know. I'm hoping I'm still going to, I haven't canceled my flight yet. So I'm going to hope that over the next couple months, something magically gets better. Like we stop reporting numbers. If we stop testing, the cases go away. So there's a lot of things we can do to make sure my Vegas trip
Just get
happens.
you one of those zip masks. They sell the ones with the zippers on them now. You can just
Did you get one of those Luca deals? They give you 17 nights free in the hotel and $40,000 at the resort.
Of course. I have I booked my hotel like 6 months ago because I logged on there and I had free like 3 free nights at Caesars. So I have everything booked. So we'll see. I'll just cross my fingers. But all right, we can move on to fights. So we had I think 72 fights.
Way too many.
the other night. You know what? I'll say this though.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. There was a
Pacing was
bunch of
excellent.
decisions. The
Pacing was excellent
great.
because it had to
Had
be
to
because
be.
there were so many fucking fights.
Yeah. But
And it still felt better than the pay-per-view a couple weekends back that went to 2 a.m. Like it felt
Yeah.
so much better than that.
it didn't feel to me like 15 fights. Like I felt fine after that card versus that last pay-per-view. I just wanted it to end. Like I was just done with it. And like I thought this card, I thought it was fun. There were some decisions, but there were some decent decisions. The Shogun, fight wasn't as bad as a lot of us thought. There were some decent finishes.
year,
I hit my first ever. I took one of those over props.
Oh shit!
On number of submissions. No,
Subs.
opposite. On number of submissions. So
Oh,
I
come
bet
on.
I bet
It is.
over 2.5 submissions, which is funny because I had a huge night, but I lost on the submission that hit my prop. So I lost the Gustafson fight, but it was a sub, so I kind of broke even because I hit the over sub prop. So it was
There
pretty
you
good.
go.
It's
All
like
right.
Seinfeld when he throws a 20 out the window.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
That's why
Steven.
you just-
Even
you just
Steven.
bring
Hey,
it
look,
all
Harvard. Exactly. We can go through these. We can go through these pretty quick. Starting off, Nathaniel Wood defeated John Castaneda by decision. I thought
Sexy
it
Mexi.
was okay. I thought Wood was going to get him to the ground and finish. So I bet that, and that did not happen. Anyone
Correct.
additional comments?
Wood's hands look fairly decent. The kid's getting he's pretty good, man. I think he ran into a on fire Dotson last time out, and he just didn't perform well. But I like the kid.
Agreed. Did you guys,
Chin isn't
Canadian
good enough
fellas?
to be elite.
Yeah,
What'd you say, Brad?
he said
His
Chin
chin's
isn't
not good
to
enough.
be elite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can
I
agree.
guess I look at this too. Like I feel I don't want a guy like that to fall in love with his hands. Where I think where he's special is getting guys to the ground, and I feel like he was dominating, yes, but I don't see a reason not to take that fight to the ground and finish him. But I thought it was a good performance, and it's good, I guess, on guys like that to work on your striking and see what you got. But you also don't want a grappler to fall in love with his striking And then the next fight out, he's facing a striker and not shooting takedowns and gets floored.
Yep.
All right, next. We don't really have much to this to say. So
This dude has no finishing capabilities at all.
Ramazan Ameev defeated Nicholas Stoltzy. That was terrible. That was a terrible fight.
Actively tries to not do things in fights.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
He's like-
thought this guy was going to be good, and he just... It seems like it's there. He just doesn't put it together. I don't know what it is, but
It's not
this
there.
guy...
No, he sucks.
I guess it's not there.
He has the
He's-
finishing ability of Marty Snoozman.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm surprised he didn't. Did he throw? Was there any foot stomps in there?
Wasn't there? I think there was, though, right?
He was too busy transitioning from having his back to be like, no, I don't want your back. I'm gonna go
Yeah, I
back
don't want it
into it.
anymore.
This is too risky. So we don't have to add much on that one.
No.
But this next one,
Oh, Andre.
Panny, is that her name? Kinsey defeated Betch Correa by decision. The highlight of this fight was when Betch thought the round was over, so just casually started walking to her corner and then gets punched in the face. One of the
She's
greatest.
had,
The
like,
clappers and thought it was over.
50 fights in the UFC, and she doesn't even know when the round's fucking over.
Talk about a moose knuckle.
There you go.
This is Betch's world. We're just living in it. Jesus.
Didn't someone on the podcast
She's
bet
the
her?
gift
Was that
keeps
Jay?
on giving.
Oh, I better. That was one of my bigger bets on the night. That's
Jay
one of
was
my-
gonna bet
I
fucking
did.
Betchy. I don't know if he
It was
did.
you.
Oh,
Wes was the one
no.
that bet. Oh, it was.
I
Jay.
wasn't on. I wasn't on
Jay.
last week.
No, Jay.
Yeah. Oh, Jay was talking about how he was going to bet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be on
I-
this week either.
I laid it on. I laid it on. Oh, girl. I mean, it was like minus 135 or something.
Kinsey or whatever.
Bet
Yeah,
she's
Jay was. I'm pretty sure Jay bet on Betch.
She got a
Who's
title
talking about
shot
it?
at one point.
Jeez,
How
Jay.
fucked up is that?
Women's
And
MMA.
that's
Didn't she
Ronda
take a
Rousey had a
round?
long reign.
She took a round off of Holly Holm though. Like how
Mhm.
fucked is Holly Holm? Like bet she took a round, maybe two off of you.
That's Holly Holm for you. She just lowers to her competition.
I mean, not just from what happened the other day with not understanding end of rounds and things like that, but are we sure she doesn't have some sort of mental disability? And I mean that. I mean that in all. I'm serious when I say this. When you listen
I
to her
agree.
interview
For her.
and her actions, I think she has some sort of. She's got something. Just
I'm sure the punches to the head don't help either.
a
They're
tiny
just
bit of mental
amplifying that
retardation.
little bit and making
Yeah.
it.
She doesn't have like a ton of mental issues, but she's got a tiny little bit for sure. She's got something in there. I'd say she's got a scounce of downs. I would say.
She's at least one standard deviation below the
Yeah,
norm.
I'm not saying she has like
my
a full
God.
bottle of downs. She has like the backwash left in a bottle.
She's
of
on
downs.
the spectrum.
She's a gift, man. Look
she's
at how
up
many
there.
gifts she's given the world. Holy fuck. Her dancing.
Oh,
Amazing.
she's
No, I
she's
mean, just-
incredible.
the running around the ring and the jumps is
Oh,
gonna be her.
jumps.
That's gonna be her legend right there. Is the Betchy jumps, and she's like 2.5 inches. Oh,
Jesus.
I think she has some kind of something. She's got a little tiny bit of something. But let's move on here. Canadian pound for pound, what, number 6 now?
Might
Tanner
be higher than
Boster.
that.
maybe one.
Didn't we say number
Maybe.
4? We said number 4. I
I was
think
said
in
like
the chat.
5 or 3 or something. I don't remember.
Wow.
I think it was.
Well,
4.
he won by knockout. He knocked this dude out.
Sort of.
And then the world's worst MMA reporter I saw in an interview, Luke Thomas. So he just wins by knockout over this huge guy. And Luke Thomas like, how do you think you're too small for this division? How are you dealing with this size? And is that a disadvantage? And he was like, I just knocked this motherfucker out. And then he opened the can with his
Yeah,
teeth.
that goes pound for pound Canadian number 1 in my book. Missing tooth, can opener, Monster Energy can.
Dude was in shape, man.
He looks good.
Why
compared
I
to
told
what
you, when
his
he's
first
down in
fight-
that like 235 range, like
Why
he's
cut weight?
actually not terrible.
I know.
No.
Why, why cut weight?
Especially in that
Suck yourself
division.
out? You know what I'm saying? Like suck yourself out to 205. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Um,
Just come in shape against
Yeah,
these shitty heavyweights
and
and you'll
drop
fucking
him.
do work, man.
Well, he's not fat.
All that
That's
being
why I'm
said,
confused why everyone
He
keeps talking
was,
about
though.
this.
He was
But not-
that
but not
like
now.
2 fights ago.
Like, when
I
you
know,
see
but that
him,
wasn't
like-
that long ago.
Luke Moron Thomas asked him this after the fight, and it's like he's 235. He's in pretty good shape. Why should this guy just cut 30 pounds?
Yeah, that's
Why?
dumb. I don't know.
To fight guys who are 10 times faster than him at 205,
Yeah,
fight
that's
better
dumb.
wrestlers at 205. The guy's a brawler with speed.
Yeah, until he gets
way
laid
better
on
at heavyweight.
for multiple fights, I wouldn't fucking worry about it.
No, but Luke Thomas is also the world's biggest idiot.
He's pretty good. That was
I
a
will
dumb thing he
say
said.
we are getting a great price on him by decision next time he fights, though.
I know he's
He's
got the
got
power now.
Because he does it a ton. He does it a ton, doesn't he, Brad? Like he just ran into a couple mooks.
Oh yeah.
He took
this
care
one
of
was
them.
this was a knuckle to the eye that actually stopped the guy. It wasn't an actual knockout.
Yeah,
That fight was
crack him.
cruising. Yeah, that fight was cruising to go rounds. It was on its way.
So next featherweight, Movsar
The movie star.
Evoliv versus Mike Grundy decision. I thought this was okay. I think that's it. That's all I got. It was okay. I forgot about it. I don't recall most of it instantly. Just forgot about it. But it was
Either
decent.
He's talented, man. He does need to, you always need to finish when you put on performances like that. But that guy's good, man. He's really fucking good. I like him.
Yeah.
I've been betting on him
People
a lot.
that scored the first round for Mike Grundy or for Evloev when Grundy almost submitted him.
Yeah, that's
What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, I was
Come on.
surprised to see two 30-27s. I don't know what the fuck they're looking at there. Like he almost was finished there. He was fucked up.
I like him staying in there though. Like that kid wasn't tapping. He was either going to get out or go to fucking sleep, and I like that. A lot of guys would have panicked
cool
there
shit to get out too.
Yep, a lot of guys would have panicked and tapped there straight up, or not even known how to get the fuck out of that straight up.
Yep. Next heavyweight, Tom Aspinall versus welterweight.
Brad called this one. Jesus Christ.
Have you ever seen? I've never seen a transformation like
Nope, never.
that. That guy gained.
That guy needs a TV show.
Dude, he gained like
when you give up.
He gained like he put on 90 pounds with absolutely no muscle involved.
He looks like a different man. He looks.
I would
like
not
a
have
different
reckoned.
man.
I would not if I didn't see the side by side picture.
His look in that photo, he looks embarrassed of how he looks. Like that's fucking bad.
You guys made me take my shirt off for this.
Yeah,
this is bullshit.
I mean, that's a fresh out of a year rehab stint.
Yeah.
Look, like straight up.
Yeah.
They pulled that dude.
Does he retire? Does he go back to what was he? 170?
He's 185.
185.
Like shredded 185er.
Yep.
God, that was
He would have fought in a rash guard if they let him.
I mean, he didn't take his shirt off at weigh-ins. Like when you don't take your shirt off at weigh-in, you know some shit is bad. You know.
And now people are going to overrate this Aspinall guy,
who's horrible. He's no good.
I don't think he's horrible, but like this was the best spot you're ever gonna get there.
Ever.
By far.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of looks like Frank Mir a little bit.
Sure.
Aspinall.
Next fight.
The little thing.
Next fight.
Next fault. Jesse Ronson defeated Nicholas Dalby by submission. This was awesome. I don't think anyone thought Ronson was going to be able to go up a weight class. And I think the thing with Dalby, he's not the best fighter, but he's tough. He's a tough out. Yeah, he's just a gritty, tough dude. And Bronson, fucking man, that was a feel good. That was a feel good, one of those feel good MMA moments. Like seeing what had happened, he faced tons of tough guys when he was here the first time. Lost
splits.
Really, really close decisions. Fought his way back, and then the timing was weird. How he finally got called back. He had lost I think 2 of his last 3, and then he was like, fuck it, let's do this. And then he beats a pretty decent guy. I don't think he's gonna do anything. He's going back down 155, but that was a moment right there. That was a cool moment.
Yeah. They Dalby, like the fights he's had lately, and as gritty and as tough as he's been. I mean, he got literally dropped by nothing. Like it wasn't really much of anything, and dude was down. I was pretty shocked. Like Dalby's been in some fucking tough fights
Wars, yeah.
over the past year and a half or so, and he's a tough fucking out. I figured he was just gonna body Ronson up and just grind on him, man. But Ronson caught him with just, I guess, something he didn't see, because it just was like good for Ronson though. Yeah, it was a feel good win for sure.
Yep. Well,
It was
it's
kind of
funny
weird
because
like I expected Ronson to come out and like be the better kickboxer because he's the better kickboxer, and then Dalby's be like, I don't want to do this with this guy, so I'm going to clinch him up against the cage and take him down. And he did that for a little while, and then he went back to kickboxing him, and he got his ass rocked and choked out.
Not a great look when you're getting dropped by a 155er who
at 170
doesn't seem to have that much power.
Well,
from,
the funny
tells us.
The funny part with the story of this too is like, Ronson, he was in the UFC, lost some fights, got cut, and came back. Dalby literally just did that, and he pulled off a huge upset because Dalby, because Dalby lost a bunch of fights in the UFC. He got cut, and then he won some fights, and then he got back, and then he pulled a huge upset. So I thought it was just kind of an interesting situation, but nothing too much to add there. But the next fight, the best fight, catch weight, the Grandpa Trinaldo weight. I hope he comes in at 160 every fight. Defeated Jai Herbert by TKO in an amazing fight. Trinaldo was dead to rights in this fight. Landed this haymaker out of nowhere.
He wasn't, man. He got fucked up in the second. It was probably a 10-8 round, but he looked good at the start of that third round. He was bouncing around. He was fine.
The last 2 minutes of the second round, I said he's back. Like he's fine. He's recovered.
Well, I think he was playing for
me and Brad were watching it.
What were the odds, Brad? Did you look at the odds after round two?
It was insane. It was like minus 2,000.
Yes, I bet Trinaldo by decision at plus 1,400 when Trinaldo straight was plus 800.
And then he knocked him out. Yeah, me and Brad are watching that together.
He couldn't even have won a decision. You were drawing dead.
Nope.
Wasn't the second?
It was probably a 10-8 the second.
The second had to be a 10-8.
It wasn't. They don't score 10-8s, guys. Come on.
There was still a
shit out of him in the second round.
There was still a chance that it was a 1-1 on a couple of cards, and the third was going Trinaldo's way. He was coming on and starting to
he was looking a little better. But I mean, the guy was like minus 2,000 live. I mean, it was stupid. I think what was great. There was two things great about this, and they were kind of the reverse thing. One, Dan Hardy was just blowing this dude off for the first two rounds. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Like, this guy was literally the next champ, the greatest striker of all time. No one can stand with this guy. And then he gets slept. And then the late stoppage, and Hardy's like, "Hardy's time, man. That's
let my boy go. Let my boy go.
He's gonna be a world champ." And Hardy was right. And then Herb Dean comes out yesterday or the day before and instead of saying like, "I'm a man, I made mistakes,"
I fucked up.
he didn't admit it. He said he didn't do anything wrong, and then blamed it on Hardy, which makes no sense to me, right? Hardy didn't start screaming until after Herb Dean fucked up. So how is Herb Dean? I don't understand, because Hardy yelled after he fucked up. So how is the fuck up related to Dan Hardy? Hardy did it afterwards.
It doesn't make sense.
Even if like what Hardy was screaming and yelling, Herb didn't.
Should have been over.
But he still didn't stop the fight.
Yeah.
So even if Herb thought it was a commission person that had yelled it instead of Dan Hardy, you still didn't stop the fight.
Which that never happens, so it doesn't matter. The ref is the only one that's supposed to stop the fight, even if somebody else says stop the fight. It fucking doesn't matter.
He went a little bit Brendan Schaub trying to get butterflies on the ground.
He had it. Yeah, he held his shit up, dude. He was out, man.
Dude, he was out.
Hardy yesterday did a full hour video going back over all the Herb's fuck ups over the past year.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Literally going fuck up by fuck up by fuck up, dude. And they got to like the Gomi win, I think.
Oh, that was fucked up.
And all you gotta do is look at that. That's years.
We've been on this train, though. We know. We've been saying Herb Dean is shot for forever.
Well, so this
the Dalloway one, like
so many of them. And this guy tweets at me. He's like, "Everyone yesterday thought the Herb Dean was the best ref, and today everyone hates him." I'm like, Where have you been?
No.
We've been-
Casuals, the
Casuals, because they know him, because they
they know
just
his name,
recognize
yeah.
him. That's what it is.
No nonsense. Keith Peterson is hands down the best. You don't fuck with. Has Keith Peterson ever fucked up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
Has
we
he?
could find
I'm
one,
sure
but
we could
nothing,
find one or two, but not
nothing
many.
so egregious like that.
Yeah,
Nothing,
I can find.
I mean, he was
25
drunk
Undine
for
fuck-ups more
the
than Keith.
Dominic Cruz
Dom fight, yeah.
Cejudo fight, but other than that, he's been all right.
That was still
Yeah.
a pretty good call, even if you're
That was a good
half
stop.
wasted.
That was a good stoppage. Cruz got hit in the face 77 consecutive times,
that,
and was just like sitting there getting punched in the face, and then he wakes up.
I didn't like it. That's not a horrible stoppage whatsoever. Like that's not a bad stoppage. I didn't think it should have. Yeah, I didn't think it should have been stopped, but that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I hate.
Tied. Yep, tied going into the third. Yeah, Grandpa wasn't out of that fight.
But
Nope.
That's the thing, though, right? Here's what's wrong with MMA scoring, though. The first round was a 10-9 for Trinaldo, and the second round was a 10-9 for Herbert. That's the problem with judging in general.
We've talked about this.
Yeah,
I think we've talked about this, Lance.
How do you score those the same?
They shouldn't be, but they were. That was the point.
I'll never understand.
All that fucking matters is Grandpa fucking Trinaldo was a dog to this fucking hardy fucking nut hugger, and he got blasted with just a downtown that punch by Greg. Come on, man. Old men just don't fucking throw like that.
Grandpa, man. I love that dude.
Dude, he's so fucking awesome, man. That guy's like, he's got a cult following in the fucking small little MMA community, dude.
He's one of our guys. Like, there's a bunch
Absolutely.
of our guys.
Yeah.
He's one of. There's actually a bunch of our guys on this.
We've been calling
card.
him Grandpa Trinaldo for like a decade.
Now,
Dirty.
everybody
hasn't
does.
aged a fucking day, but
There was a lot of our guys on this card. You had Bearju, Howboy, and Grandpa Trinaldo.
Yeah.
This was a good card.
If it had
Yeah.
Dubrong, this would be like UFC Fight
Where
Night
is
MMA Analysis.
Dubrong
Yeah.
hasn't fought in 4 months.
Is Trinaldo like 40 something now?
I think he's like 45.
Oh,
Isn't he like
he's
40?
like 40
he's like 44.
3 or something. Yeah, he's old.
Look that up. Like, seriously though, how impressive is that though to beat a young guy like that that's not bad and then knock that dude out?
He's gonna be 42 at the end of
40.
August.
Still 42 years
There you
old.
go.
That's
And that's
impressive.
As a
that's
lightweight,
fake. He's
not as
45.
heavyweight.
It's probably like 50.
Yeah.
At 3 years.
It's not Cuban years. Brazilian, so probably about 47 or so.
This is true.
Goat.
All right, moving on
He's a
to.
dog in this fight. Fuck.
I think going to this next fight, what's more impressive than his performance, this guy, he in 2 weeks has become the most overrated fighter in literally the history of the UFC. People are complaining that you don't get ranked after beating guy I already forgot his name and a guy we know is the worst fighter in the weight class. And people are like, but he beat them. I'm like, okay, he beat the 98th and 94th guy, so I'm happy to move him up to like 90th.
I don't think he's beaten a top 100 fighter yet.
That's a good point. So Khamzat Chimaev, whatever his name is, and people are like,
looks good.
People were complaining like I can't believe Neil Magny's ranked above him. I'm like, why can't you believe that?
That's
Neil
when I'm just going to be like, I don't
all kinds of guys.
I don't want to hear your opinion on anything MMA if I hear something like that. Like, seriously, I can't listen to anything you say.
I've seen
You fall for
people.
it's tough. People fall for hype. They have very big recency bias. I think if you take a step back after a couple weeks, you'll kind of hold your you might pull those comments back. But
We're gonna get.
the guy looks good against shitty
People are
people. That's
so
what
much
you're supposed
quicker
to do.
to do it. Yeah, people are so much quicker to do it with these Russians. It's ridiculous. They get so much hype.
Because they're
Like,
foreign,
he's
they're
the
weird.
next. He's Khabib. He's the next Khabib. He's definitely the next Khabib. Fuck off. Get out.
Look, I mean, I like the guy. I like what I see and stuff. Can we like just slow up a little, man? We don't have to rush these guys. Don't you want him to be good? Don't you find like why don't y'all people want him to have a chance at succeeding? Like, they're already talking about him getting top 10 opponents. And I'm like, dude, he literally beat 2 of the worst fighters they could find. The one kid on like 6 days notice or some shit. Like, come the fuck on,
the dude's
man.
26 as well. Like, he's got lots of time.
Yeah.
Don't fucking rush him.
He's training.
Hype him up, man. Make this guy a star. If that's how good he is, fucking let him just crush some cans.
Like, I look at it like this, and like, if he should be fighting top 10 guys or whatever, let's look at, if you look at the bottom half of welterweight, why would you put him in there with a guy, let's say ranked number 14, someone like Neil Magny? There is a good chance Neil Magny beats him in boring fashion, and now you've killed this kid's
jabs him to death.
Yeah, he jabs him to death. He sprawls.
We love betting Neil Magny at plus 200 against that guy. That's what we get.
I would
right
take
now.
that large. I would take that large.
Look at who this guy has out wrestled. This super fat Welsh fella, and now an Irish guy. Like, give me a break.
Elite wrestling coming from both.
Look,
those guys.
and like a big problem with Dana, more so than just the UFC in general, is sometimes they let like this public perception start. They'll rush guys. They think they're stars because they see it. Everybody's screaming it, and they're going to end up putting that guy into a fight way too quick. Watch, it's going to happen. Like, Dana was even fucking praising him at like, oh, that kid could be a star, and I was like, slow the fuck down, man. Yeah, he could be really good. Slow down, fuck.
He wouldn't even beat half the ranked guys at 155, and we're talking about him being ranked at 170. Like, come and do Bronx House.
In the ranking,
sleep. He's a top 10 like 155 pounder. You're big boy.
Like, in the whole ranking things, like, for one, the rankings are bullshit. Like, if y'all haven't seen where Dana and them, the UFC, are like sending them shit, telling them where to put guys already, then that just throws all those rankings out the window anyway. They're corrupt by the fucking promotion. But besides that, you can't like say, well, he beat 2 guys in devastating fashion. If you want to look at like performance, you got to put, like any other sport, strength of schedule has to be involved in that too, right? You have to look at.
Well, I saw some of the arguments, and some people were like, it's not who you think they can beat. It's who you beat.
Yep.
And how you beat them.
Yeah. It's a big difference. Just because you think this guy can beat Anthony Pettis doesn't mean he has the resume to be ranked above Anthony Pettis. It's different. You can't, that's not how it works. Like, if a football team is supposed to go 12-4 and they're 8-8, you don't just get to like move them in. It's what you do in the cage, not also hypothetically.
One means more than the other too, Sean. Like, how you beat somebody, I don't think is even as important as who you're beating. Like,
exactly.
you could, but see, you could beat Anthony Pettis, say, any way you want to beat him. You still got the win over Anthony Pettis.
Yeah.
Now, if you go out there and knock out Anthony Pettis, that's even better. You might move up an extra spot. But beating the guy in front of you, the strength of competition means a little bit more than even how you do it.
A boring decision over a boring close decision over Anthony Pettis that he scrapes by with wrestling is better than knocking out John Phillips and what's his face. So we don't need to talk about this anymore.
No,
I hope they match this guy up with an American wrestler. Well, Magny's got to get knocked out by Jeff Neal in a couple weeks. So that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fine. You know what? Maybe Magny gets hurt. Let's
late notice.
Let's Jeff Neal welcome this kid to the UFC for real. You want to be a fucking top 10 fighter? Here's Jeff Neal, and he's pissed off because he's bartending. I'm almost scared for Neil Magny. Jeff Neal is going to hit his fucking head into the 7th row. Oh, that poor bastard. Oh, anyway, let's keep going on. Not the most exciting fight, but a dominant fight. Cowboy over Peter Sabata. Brad, you were incorrect. The rest of us, we were correct.
Gotta love when neo-Nazis lose.
Mm-hmm. This is a Jew-friendly podcast.
That's right.
He won.
Cowboy just better. That's all it was.
Yeah, and he fought.
It was kind of a boring Cowboy fight, which kind of sucks.
He fought.
Yeah, it was surprising. I'm gonna get another one.
I'll take it.
When Cowboy fights, or when Cowboy fights,
Brad,
stupid.
stop. Brad, come back.
Oh, because he's gonna get a drink. It'll be 2 minutes. But
we're ready for the next
fight.
Oh,
I know.
Breakdown.
Well, I'll ramble. All I was gonna say is when Cowboy fights stupid, that's when his kind of skills get lowered to whoever he's fighting.
It's
When
fun.
he fights smart, it's boring, but he's more of who we think he should be.
And he's
I had
good.
money on him.
Like he's fucking good when he like sits back and fucking uses his
Those are
kickboxing.
some
His,
nasty body kicks, man.
yeah, beautiful. That's what you expect out of him every time and what you bet. And then he ends up going in there and does dumb shit.
He knew he
Gets
had to
taken
fight
down.
smart. He's like, I got that 10th kid is finally here.
Yeah.
I need to fight smart. I got to get that win bonus. I'm
Need
not
my
fucking
win
around.
bonus.
My baby's mama that lives 3 doors down doesn't do money. I can't do.
Oh, this guy.
Oh
Yeah,
God!
he's-
All
All right, we got Brad back.
Brad. Oh yeah, BMR had a good suggestion. Chimiev versus RDA. Perfect fight. You're gonna get your
That'll be fun.
triangle. So, all right. Moving on to the main event from last week.
Whew.
Paul the Bear Jew Craig beating random nut Russian number 7. And if you asked me before this fight to go exactly second by second, how does this break down? I think this is exactly how I'd say. Stupid Russian gets, Paul Craig is pressuring with his horrible striking, but he gets in your face. Gets taken down because the guy's just confused. And then the second you end up in Paul, why? Why would you ever jump in that? He's not Dubronk's level guard. I don't think that. He doesn't have those chokes, but that dude's triangle choke.
He doesn't have to be at 205. These guys are idiots.
Yeah. That triangle choke, it's one of the best triangles in the sport. It really, he's amazing. So Johnny Jones is the only, next logical choice here. But I've lost some money on Bear Jew, but I have made so much money on this fucking guy because you always get plus money on his, his props and stuff like that. Or he's usually a pick'em or a huge dog against a guy like Ankleev and stuff like that. The dude is what he is, but he's fucking fun and he's a finisher.
Yep.
And I fucking love it. And Munich moves to 98-6.
Munich.
On fire.
We definitely have not lost 6. That's not a thing.
That's pushing it.
I think Bear Jew has 5 losses. and then Johnny Vellante.
And then John Vellante. At least when Munich loses, it loses in an exciting fashion.
He's not in a
Arm
boring
triangle
fight.
from the top.
From the top, yeah.
I want to see him fight Chimiev.
Him being the prices he was in it. And I've faded him in the past and lost, and I've faded him and won, and I won pretty big on him this time. It's one of the first times I've won pretty huge on Bear Jew, and even his money line was fucking stupid. Then the sub price and shit like that was set up beautiful. If you're not hitting Bear Jew in that fight and by sub, I don't know what you're doing. Like I don't even like betting the guy. Y'all know how I've felt about
Matchups.
Bear Jew. Yeah, if you weren't betting him at like minus 130 or whatever he was, and then I can't remember the sub price.
The sub prop was 220 when we took it, Wes.
Yeah, that's right.
220.
Yeah.
What the
Brad's
fuck are you doing
Brad's
there?
the one who got me on it. We're just started chatting. He's like, man, Bear Jew subs like plus 220. I was like, what? Yeah.
I think the guy without sleeves bet on the Russian number 6. I think I saw that.
No.
Sounds
I
about
swear it was either him or Bro Hugs. I don't know. It was somebody. But man,
There was definitely a tout.
Oh, it was Bro Hugs for sure. That's who it was.
There was definitely a tout that was on fucking the
Dude,
shit side.
the Munich pick is really catching fire in the MMA Twitter world. I must have got 50
Oh, no,
tweets.
Yes,
wasn't
it
Bro
is.
Hugs.
I must have got 50 tweets about the Munich bet. And Brad, me and you were copied out like half of them about people like Munich. I randomly joke around like 6 shows ago and go, because me and Brad would say Munich bet, and then boom, here we are. Munich's catching on. Like everything else that we make up randomly when we're on podcasts with nicknames and everything else. So yeah, that was beautiful. That was one of Munich bets, Bear Jew, good times. All right, we'll go quick over the next few to get into fight breakdowns. Jay is not running the podcast. I ran a very tight organized ship. Very organized. Women's strawweight division, Carla Esparza defeated Marina Rodriguez by split decision. Esparza did everything she could to lose this fight. I mean, she put effort.
She was trying to give it away.
Really tried.
I was losing my mind watching this fucking fight, bro. Like like Esparza, though, is like she's definitely one of the better wrestlers and pure wrestlers in women's MMA. I mean,
What's that mean?
I mean, she can get somebody down and lay on top of them whenever she wants.
Dick all from top.
But no, not just not doing dick all like she usually does and still wins fights. She's jumping for ankle locks out of fucking full guard and shit.
That second round, she's won 4 minutes of the round. She's won 4.5 minutes of the round. She's like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get hammer fisted 30 times and make this close.
That eye, dude, that eye was so fucked, man. I feel lucky to get the plus money that
I thought she had that. I thought they had the heel hook was close. That was close. She almost. I don't know how. I think that girl had to get amputated afterwards. Just how close that was. Just the grit to fight through that submission. Impressive.
Oh, let's move on. Let's go. Let's talk about. Let's talk about a real submission guy.
Yeah, heavyweight division. I was whiff on this one, though sub prop. But Fabricio Verdum submits and retires Alexander Gustafsson by submission armbar, and Gustafsson had a really easy path here. Stand up, punch him in the face, or get into weird fucking scrambles where you're like crawling on your fucking hands and knees,
running away.
Oh God, he's coming! I was like, well, this isn't probably a smart strategy with Verdum. This fat piece of shit. That's the only way he can beat you.
At one point, it looked like Gus had a pork chop tied to the back of his neck and just had a dog chasing him. That shit was hilarious. Hey, he got him down, man. Like you're right. Gus probably had a path, but I mean, as soon as it hit the mat, me and Brad's wife was like, "This is over. This is completely over." I think Brad was thinking the same thing. This is done, man. Him getting into that armbar though, just the whole sequence of Verdum, like getting him onto the ground was some funny looking shit. Once it was there, you do not get more high level than what Verdum put on there. That was just
the best. He's the best finisher.
As far as heavyweight sub guys, I mean, Big Nog back in his day, I gotta put him up there as jiu-jitsu guys, but man, that was beautiful stuff. And Gus was my one big loss on the entire card.
Sub plus 750.
Yeah,
I don't. We even talked about it last week, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, I see it at 850 right now," and I didn't take it. I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
And then I hit not Gustafsson inside because even if Gustafsson won, Verdum was still tough.
Yeah.
I had get that line.
I mean, his last fight, he got hit
Gus
with
decision.
everything. That like his gut where the fight he lost. Who was he facing? Olenek maybe or someone?
Yeah.
He got hit with everything.
Skype training. He didn't even go to a gym. That's why he looked so shitty. This time he looked a little bit better.
This time he did Skype in a projector screen in his garage.
Yeah, so you could work out.
So he has all that garage room.
Punching the fucking projector like the wall.
Feeling it. All right, let's move up now to the co-main event. Shogun Hua defeats Little Nog by split decision. Better than expected. I enjoyed myself.
The most important part of this was that it wasn't depressing.
It wasn't depressing. It was competitive. It was close. There were some exciting moments. No one got badly injured. And I thought Shogun won. I thought Shogun won for sure.
Yeah, that was a weird split. But
so weirdly enough, I thought Shogun won. I thought Little Nog looked better. That makes no sense. I know.
No, it's because Shogun landed the big shit when he needed to.
Like probably. I thought Little Nog looked more himself than Shogun did. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Shogun looked so fucking washed in that fight.
Well, he needs to retire.
He is.
Because he's going to get very hurt soon. Very hurt.
He looked bad. He didn't have to win.
His knees are so shot, man.
He looked bad. Like
he can't move.
He can't eat shots either. Like he was not getting hit by big stuff, and it was like a fucking shotgun every time.
And Nog was like Shogun landed some big shit on him, and I'm like, how does he take it?
Yeah, that's like, I thought Little Nog looked way less washed than I thought Little Nog looked as expected. And I thought Shogun looked way worse than expected. Yeah. And coming in, I didn't expect him to look good.
That's a bad sign.
And one's 38, the other one's 44. Like,
6
years, and Shogun looked that bad. Man, that man is
That's a
150 in fight years.
He needs
that's
to go.
Yeah.
yeah,
away.
that's the old 38. That's
Yeah,
not
and
Grant
very,
Bucks
very
and
sad
all
if he
the-
continues to
That's
fight.
as old a 38-year-old man as you're ever gonna see. Like he looks
I think
bad.
I think all you need to say about Shogun is that he used to be a male model. And look at him now.
Been a while.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine being 38 and one of the like a prime athlete and a former male model and look like that.
38
Like, it's
going
Jake-
on 52.
That's Jake Collier type shit.
Yeah.
I won't go that far, but
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think a lot of the time when guys get older in career, I'm usually supportive of going up versus going down. We see so many guys later in career that go down. And I think that's just so bad for you at that age and the cutting weight and the chin and everything else. Shogun is not a 205 pounder.
He's never been.
He's just not. He's so undersized. I don't even think it'd be a big cut. He had flab rolling off of him. I think if Shogun is going to fight more, he needs to be in shape.
he was
Like-
a 205er back in the
He
fucking
can't get in shape.
shoot
He can't do
shoot
the
the
work to
box
get in
fucking-
He
shape.
can't run fucking the
Yeah.
street or a treadmill. His knees are done.
Yeah, that's true.
If you look at his physique 15 years ago and now, he looks like a shell of it. He looks like
Just
Vitor.
deflated.
He looks like Vitor off of the shit.
Yeah.
He looks the same way. The same. Well, maybe not
Not
that
as bad.
but
Not as
I
bad.
mean,
He's-
Vitor's back. Jack up Shogun with a bunch of shit. Put him in one, and let's see
Yeah.
some fucking shit
Well,
go down.
I've never thought
Yeah.
Shogun was a light, even when he was great. Shogun's never seemed like a light heavyweight to me. He's always seemed
He's not
very, very small.
No, he's
And I
not
think
a
at
big
this
guy.
point, he's always been smaller. Now he has no muscle on his body. It's replaced with fat. So now is the time if he wants to fight, go down to 185. All he'd have to do is cut out some Twinkies and a couple Big Macs. He's there. It's not a big cut because Shogun just cannot deal with the size of 205. He cannot take a punch at all. And man, he looked bad. But it was fun.
I like getting him and Vitor back together and just jacking up. And
The Smeetor. Yeah, he's big now. Did you see that picture of him from a
Dude.
couple weeks ago?
he's back to fucking regular.
Yeah.
Fucking 10 years ago.
TRT. Yeah, he
T-Tor.
looks. Did you guys see
TRT
that picture?
Tor. Yep.
Did you guys see that picture I sent you the other day of JDS?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
back.
my
mustache.
goodness.
He's been in Thailand.
Yep.
He's been in Thailand for a
A
while.
lot
now.
of
Dude, he
these
was-
guys are going to the Thailand training. I'm telling you, dude.
That might have been the best shape
They're listening to
I've
the
ever
podcast.
seen Junior in. I don't think I've ever seen Junior in better shape than that.
He
picture.
was bricked up.
No.
You got to go.
He was
Yeah, I don't.
huge, like big. Who's he? Is he the fight?
Even
guy?
when he like knocked out Verdun,
Yeah, he's
he
fighting like
wasn't-
next week.
Didn't look like that.
Is he really? Who's he fighting?
Yeah, he's or no, 2 weeks. He's fighting on the Miocic card. He's fighting Rosenstruck.
Oh, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill that boy.
We'll see.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
gonna
It's
kill
close
him.
fight.
Man, did you
No, it's not.
Did you see how Rosenstruck is not good? He has no skilled striking. He just a big dude who hits hard. I think Shogun boxes his face off.
Ooh.
Shogun.
JD.
I think JDS boxes his face off. Anyway,
All
let's go to
right.
the main event, which
He's-
was
Plus 138 or plus 135 right now.
oh, I am taking Junior. All right, so we go to the main event, and I started this a couple weeks ago with the Max Holloway fight. Just because we think a fight's going to be good doesn't mean it's going to be good, and we have to say it's good. That fight sucked.
Oh, good call.
That fight sucked.
Was there people saying it was good though?
A lot of people were like high level
Ugh.
Yeah.
striking.
Darren Till does not throw enough
was-
to be
it
an
was such a
exciting fight
chess-
if there's no
It was
finish.
such a chess match. Like Fisher
they were-
Kasparov,
They
man.
respected each other. Man, I thought the Max. If they make Max Volkanovski 3, I'm going to vomit on myself. Did they
It's
not
gonna
watch Max
probably
Volkanovski
happen.
2? It was brutal. And then this was like a worse version of Max Volkanovski. This fight sucked. I thought
Yeah.
Whittaker clearly won. I thought he
Yeah.
clearly won the
Oh,
fight.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
I thought it was terrible. I didn't think Whittaker looked very good. He's usually very aggressive. He moves forward. I don't know if he was scared of Till's power coming off a knockout loss. I don't know what it was. I thought Whittaker looked like we like Whittaker for the crazed lunatic
He
that
was
rushes in
whiffing.
and gets guys out of there. He was whiffing, I think, because he was so scared to getting close that when he was throwing these big bombs, he was from so far away and almost moving out of the way just so he'd be out of striking range. That
Yep.
I think I don't think I don't want to use the word washed. I think it's more a mental thing for Whittaker, but that's not the same Whittaker. That's a guy who just got knocked out big time in front of a lot of people and doesn't want to get knocked out again. and you can't fight like that, especially how he fights. He's a guy who bum rushes you with athleticism and power and big strikes and combinations. He's not a back out of the way and avoid a fight. So I don't know. I don't know who Whittaker faces next, but I don't think he's going to win.
Cannonier.
He's not going to win that fight.
I mean, Cannonier probably clocks him at this point.
Edmund.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he beats Edmund.
I do think it's a lot mental coming back after something like that, knowing the guy you're fighting's got some pretty good power and shit. But man, he looks a little diminished, man. I mean, his cardio seemed to hold up, but how much can you really tell when he's just throwing one shots like that?
Yeah.
That was surprising, just kind of how off he looked, even if you're not like mentally there to engage like he usually does. Man, his striking didn't look great, dude. Like shots whiffing on just dumb shit. He won that fight, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's some fucking idiots that say Till won 3 rounds. Get the fuck out of here.
I bet Till, and I gave him at least 3 rounds, and the one was a coin flip, so it could have been easily 4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, can we talk about, like, stop hyping up Darren Till, man. That guy is not that good. He doesn't throw enough to be good. He doesn't. You can't be in this level and not if you're counting on one bomb to hurt somebody at this level. Like, have you seen Whittaker before these fights fight YOLO for 10 rounds? Your one shot power shot you're throwing. You're banking on rolling the dice, man, and just catching and knocking them out. He's just not that good. Can we just quit talking about Darren Till being some high-level fighter? He's not.
Everyone kept talking, and I always hate these statements. He improved at what everyone thinks about him, even in this loss. People respect Darren Till more, and I was so impressed in this loss. What were you impressed about?
What are you watching?
What? Like
he landed in,
did you not see that
like an elbow in the first round?
Up his stake
that was
there?
it.
Yeah, he landed the one elbow when Whittaker was still actually engaging a little bit in the first round, got hit by that elbow, and then for the next 4 rounds he was like, fuck that. I'm gonna sit back.
He had a couple blitzes in the 5th, and that's about it. Like it was not impressive. I think that shows kind of how lesser Whittaker looked than what Till looked really good at, you know.
I agree.
Till's not great, man.
I was way off on that fight. I lost on both my bets.
He'll beat some. Till will beat some guys. He'll catch some guys. But man, when you got,
he's got to throw. What the fuck is he doing? Landing single-digit fucking strikes per round.
That wasn't good. Till's good when he's ultra aggressive.
Striking in MMA is so bad that he's still going to be able to land his left on some guys and knock them out because he's got some power. But he's not good. We've been saying this for years.
Yep. And we'll see what they do next. I think it's obvious. UFC fucks everything up. They haven't even announced Aljo fighting for the belt yet. But
no, they're acting like they're not going to give him the title shot, which is even more fucked up.
Who are they going to give it to? There's literally no one else. Like
they want to give it to Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, right. Fuck? So I mean, Aljo's going to get the title shot. Dana's just being himself. But I think there's an obvious path here. I think it is Jerry Cannonier facing Robert Whittaker around the same timing as Costa taking his belt. And then you can have the winners. Who would have thought it's going to be Costa versus Cannonier for the belt end of the year? It's going to be tremendous.
That's right.
Fucking sure as hell hope not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't.
All I know is Costa better get his ass out of there quick, because if he don't,
he's gonna get.
That's how he's
gonna get tore up if he doesn't.
Adesanya likes to play. He likes to play. He likes to play around.
Costa Costa might be on the greatest cycle that we've seen in MMA history right now. That dude is going to have cardio for 72 rounds when that fight happens.
That's actually true, because I'm telling you, no man looks like that and fights like that without a fucking positive test. And he's gone this long without being popped.
He's going to knock his head off. Anyway,
he absolutely could. I cannot wait for that fight. That fight's going to be fucking awesome.
It's going to be tremendous. So we move to a more normal size card this Saturday, UFC Fight Night, Brunson versus Shahbazyan. So yeah, let's jump right in. And this is an ESPN Plus main card. So now that real sports are back, we are now relegated to a streaming service again.
How this shit sports supposed to be regulated to the internet.
Fuck you, ESPN. So we'll start out. And actually, not the best card ever, but this card's got some fun action fights on it. I think it's a little better than I expected after coming back from Fight Island, to tell you the truth. Nothing huge names, but some really fun and stupid fighters, which makes for a good card. Starting off, bantamweight division, Chris Gutierrez versus Tyler Durden. Wes?
Yeah, Fight Club.
Tyler Durden.
First rule.
Yeah.
Are we even supposed to talk about this fight?
Make soap.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen kind of some highlights of the Durden dude, and I mean, it's your everyday can crushing guy on the shitty circuit, and he's fighting a pretty decent guy. I mean, you got to pick Gutierrez here. The only thing I was kind of looking at is maybe the under here or inside the distance. I think Fight Club is going to go. He's going to go in there and try to throw down and get him out of there, and it's going to end up getting caught himself. So, believe the under's some plus money, or fight inside the distance is a little plus money. So that would be probably the way I go with a bet on this card. But yeah, Gutierrez is a pick.
You, Sean?
Yeah, I don't have much for this fight. Gutierrez did impress me in his last fight against Morales with those calf kicks. I don't know how the guy he's fighting is a southpaw, so it's going to be a little tougher. He's not going to be kicking the outside of the leg. It's going to be the inside of the leg, and sometimes that doesn't work out as well. So I'll pick Gutierrez, but I don't got anything on this fight.
Bradley.
Yeah, I think that Edward Norton's in a little bit of trouble here. I haven't seen him fight at all, but I looked at his record, and 4 fights ago he fought somebody that was 0-6. So when you're that, and that was not a long time ago. That was like a year ago. So when you're fighting dudes that are 0-6 a year ago, and now you're in the UFC against a pretty decent dude in Chris Gutierrez. I think that he's gonna get fucked up a little bit in this fight. I saw Gutierrez inside at like plus 280 earlier this week. It's down to plus 215. I still kind of think he gets the finish here, but I've got him in a couple parlays.
So I believe Tyler Durden was fighting in the organization that hired Bro Hugs to announce fights.
Yeah, that's
not a good sign either.
So this dude is going to an organization so bad.
Might be his manager.
That they hire. He could be. He's one of his guys.
Oh, is he going to be on his shorts? If he was in Bellator, he would definitely be on the shorts. He would be a sponsor.
Sure.
You get the Bro Hug shorts. This guy is coming from a shit organization in Nowheresville outside of Atlanta. He's fighting guys that are not very good. And now he's jumping in, and I believe is this on short notice? This wasn't the original fight. There's no way
there was another fight that got canceled.
Yeah. So and this guy kind of looks like a retard Nate Diaz if you look at his picture. Did you see that?
Hey.
He's supposed to fight Luke Sanders.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luke Sanders is still sad about Becky Lynch breaking up with him.
So he was getting 2 tards, whoever was fighting there, right? Luke Sanders or this.
Yeah. So he's fighting a random guy that's been fighting outside in between some hay bales announced by Bro Hugs, who looks like a mentally challenged Nate Diaz. And we're getting
That's better. That's better.
Minus 350 sounds good. So yeah, I will be having Mr. Gutierrez in a parlay. So let's now move on to the featherweight division as we have Jamal Emmers taking on Timur Valiev. Wes.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good fight. We saw Emmers last time out. He's not going to win that kickboxing match against Chiga, and I think he got the 3rd, if I remember that right, when Jacasey started gassing in the 3rd. But Valiev here. This is a different guy, man. Just a way better wrestler here. He's better on the feet. I think he's just better everywhere than Emmers. And I'm betting Valiev here. I think the line is a little bit short. I got him in a parlay with somebody else on the card, and think he probably takes a decision here. Emmers is tough. These are kind of the littler guys, so probably be a decent fight. But I think Valiev gets a clear, pretty wide decision.
You, Sean?
Yeah, I like Valiev as well. He is going up in weight. I mean, I guess he has fought at featherweight as well, but I think 135 is where he should be fighting. I think he's just much more skilled than Emmers. I was not impressed in that Giga fight. I just don't think he's that good. So yeah, I put him in a small parlay for 1 unit with somebody else on the card.
Bradley?
Yeah, I don't think Emmers is good. He's been knocked out by some guys that don't really knock people out a whole lot. I know that Valiev doesn't have a ton of power, but been watching this dude since he had like 5 or 6 fights and came into World Series. And he was a hot shit prospect back in the day. And he's never really advanced just because he got stuck in like contracts and shitty organizations and stuff like that. But this dude's a good fighter. I wouldn't be shocked to see him get a knockout in this fight. And that prop is like plus 610, I think, last time I looked at it, which is kind of silly because he's got a really good kicking arsenal. I wouldn't be shocked to see him land something on Emmers here, but more likely is the decision for sure. But the price, I thought this was going to go up to like 2.5 to 1. So I already have Valiev in a parlay, but I'm almost considering adding a little bit more just because it's like minus 165 now.
Yeah, I'm not as sold as you guys on Valiev. It seems like these guys that come over from PFL just suck. They're just not very good. There's been a long history of shitty guys from World Series of Fighting, Gaethje being the exception, that come over and don't do well. And he is going up in weight here. He's fighting a guy that's not great, but he's not terrible. I don't know. This screams past me, and a guy making his debut, going up a weight, and this guy's not a finisher either. He's more of a decision guy. But at the same time, Emmers got knocked out by Julian Erosa, which is, you have to really attempt to get knocked out by Julian Erosa. Like, you have to like move your face like towards his shin as you're getting hit. And the funny thing, a couple fights before that, he beat Corey Sandhagen. So this dude's a bit all over the place. So I'm passing here. Now moving up to a very weird fight, as somehow in the middleweight division, Eric Spicely still exists, and he is facing Marcus Perez. Wes?
Yeah, look, there's no way I want my money on Eric Spicely in any way, shape, or form. But look, I don't know how you lay minus 2 to 1 on it, dude. Like, look, by the time I got 3 claws and I have a bottle of red in me, yes, I'm probably going to put some money on Eric Spicely at one point Saturday night. But my bigger point is laying juice on a guy like Marcus Perez is a bad idea, and you will lose money in the long run if you're laying juice on a guy like Marcus Perez. Because would it shock you if Spicely caught this guy in something? Absolutely not. He could absolutely do it. Marcus Perez should win this fight, but no way I can bet on him. So it's just like dog or pass for me.
Wes, may I recommend, if you're going to waste money on this, Spicely by sub is plus 470.
That's the one.
That's probably better.
Round robin prop. Get him, Brad.
Brad would be
470.
throwing something out there. I'll probably see it and tell him when I'm half buzzed on claws.
New Sean?
I don't want any part of this fight. Spicely seems like he has decent takedown defense, so I'm not sure if Perez is going to get him down. He's got terrible takedown offense, so I think Perez will be able to stuff whatever he's throwing. So this is probably going to turn into a shitty kickboxing fight. And I think Perez is a bit better on the feet, so I'll pick him. But yeah, I don't want to have money on either of these sides.
Brad, do you love jiu-jitsu kickboxing matches as much as the rest of us? Because New Sean nailed it.
It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it's gonna be so bad.
As far as the prop that I'm currently considering throwing out for this one, it's I agree with Wes. Don't lay juice on Perez. Don't do that. Like, if you do that, you hate yourself. You hate yourself more than a couple of Jews.
Or you're
on
an
this
MMA
podcast that really hate yourself.
You got to pay $50 an event for that kind. Every tout's going to play Perez straight up. Every tout.
But what I'm looking at, because Spice Lee is going to try and get this to the ground, because like he's got no other way to win, and then he's going to gas, and then he usually gets finished in round 2. So Eric Perez, round 2 is like plus 600. That's the prop here, but boys.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I don't know what happens here. I think you guys did a good job.
I just told you what happened.
True. Nothing would really surprise me too much. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Spice Lee grabbed the neck. It wouldn't surprise me if Perez finished him. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw it go to decision one way or the other when it gets super sloppy and tired in their kickboxing. I hope it's just the worst 15 minutes of my life. That's really, being Jewish, we kind of wish for these kind of things. I think Perez is the more likely winner. If this fight did keep creeping up, I would probably sadly have to take a look at Mr. Spicely. I mean, what the fuck's a Wellington Terman?
Come on.
I know, man.
What's a Wellington Terman?
Perez is bad, dude.
He's not
really
good.
Bad.
He's not good at all. But let's move up now to the bantamweight division as we have Ray Borg taking on Nathan Maness.
Maness.
Wes?
We like us some Maness around here.
You're damn right.
Look, man, we know Ray Borg at this point. You don't know what you're getting out of this guy. I mean, Ray Borg, from before all of the shit that's happened for the past few years, probably runs right through some man ass, but I just don't know at this point. I don't know how you're laying minus 250 or something, whatever it is on Ray Borg. I mean, this dude looks like he's absolutely jacked, has fought at 145 before, so I'm not sure Borg's going to be able to wrestle him around like he's probably going to have to do to win. So, man, does Ray Borg find a win? Probably, but there's no way I can lay minus 250 on him at this point. For me, it's dog or pass, but probably no bet.
New Sean. Also, side note, I have never called you Sean. Have you noticed that? I have never called you Sean once. It's always New Sean. I can't get away from it. I've literally never just said Sean without the new.
It's my name on Twitter. It's what I've gone from.
Yeah,
it's
old funny.
Sean has been gone for like 5 years.
He's the only Sean now.
So old Sean might be gone, but his dick tats will live forever.
That's true.
Those never go away. Could you imagine getting laser tattoo removal on your dick?
Full sleeves. Full dick sleeves.
I miss Sean. Remember when he got the giant snake tattoo on his face?
That was right. That was right when he left.
You thought it was fake?
Yeah. And then he came over. That was when I met him. I met him and he came to my house and hung out. He stayed at some really crappy hotel and I went and picked him up. And then he came over and we hung out. Great guy. Real good guy. Anyway, Sean, who is new.
Maness has even fought at lightweight early on in his career, but that's kind of the small orgs bullshit, probably late notice, whatever. But he has fought at featherweight, most of his fights at bantamweight. Ray Borg does seem to just every once in a while not show up. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe he runs through this guy. He should, I think, run through this guy based on his experience and stuff like that. But I'm not willing to put down minus 245 or whatever the hell it is right now. So I'll pick him. He should win a decision, but not betting him.
Yeah, Bradley.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not betting Ray Borg in this fight. He's not going to be able to get takedowns against this big dude. This guy's not actually big, but like Ray Borg should probably be fighting at 115 if we're being honest, and he's fighting at 135. So this guy is significantly bigger than him, but Borg's hands look pretty good in his last fight. I was kind of impressed by them. So he can probably strike with this guy and win a decision, but man, I do not want to bet him, especially as mookie as Ray Borg can be. You know, who knows what's going to happen in his personal life in the next like 2 days leading up to this fight. But yeah, not betting Ray Borg here, but not even taking a shot on the dog.
Yeah, I gotta disagree here. I'm taking Borg. I'm gonna bet Borg. This dude is fighting. Did you see his last fight? Did you see Maness's last fight to get in the UFC?
No.
His get into the UFC fight. So we'll start 2 fights ago. He got knocked out by Taylor Lapilus 2 fights ago, and then to come,
Lapus.
Yes. So he got knocked out by him, and then he fought in HR MMA, which is Hard Rock MMA. He fought a guy named Kellen Van Camp, and this is his fight to get into the UFC. That moved Kellen Van Camp's record to 2-3. 2-3.
Nailed it.
So when you look at these guys coming in on shorter notice, and they're coming off fighting complete and absolute bums, they're at these small little camps. I am with Brad in the fact that I don't think it matters if Borg can get a takedown. I think, you know, I think he wins in the feet if he has to, but I do think he gets takedowns. I do think he out-wrestles this guy. And someone just said in the chat he's from Kentucky. Wes, no offense, this dude looks like he's from Kentucky. And I like Borg. I like Borg here. I like him wherever he feels like it. I think the size could be an issue with the takedowns, but I think he's going to make him work. I think he's going to be way, way, way faster.
He's
I
from
think
fucking Henderson. You might as well be Ohio. Fuck that. He's fucking a Buckeye. Fucking, we don't claim him.
Oh,
well, he's going to lose to Ray Borg. So I do like Borg here. I will be parlaying him with Chris Gutierrez at a little over plus one, or I think it's like minus 110, something like that.
Ooh, lay the juice on the board.
Yeah, chalky as fuck.
I know.
no, that's not what juice means.
I'm surprised you're
sell
not
that
charging
shit.
$29.99 for that, man.
Better sell
I
that
mean,
shit.
Yeah, but if I lose, you get your money back 7 straight weeks.
Yes, sir. Not sure how that makes you money, but
Buy my package.
Let's see the calves.
Good.
Yeah, let me see those
where them,
ankles.
where them
Oh
chicken
my-
legs at?
I think I'm bigger than him. What do you think? You think good?
Absolutely.
That's not saying much.
Yeah, I got the little. Let's see. Here.
Oh no, he does. He's close. He's close. He's real close.
That's a neck and neck race on them
Now-
legs.
He weighs 75 pounds more than me, probably.
If I didn't just see those forearms, then you'd be a dead ringer. But
Oh my god.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to a hilarious fight. In the light heavyweight division, we have 2 guys that are not light heavyweights. We have Ed Herman taking on the Meerkat. Wes?
yeah. I mean, this is one I don't really fucking. I don't really understand this one, man. I guess we're getting kind of a line like this on Meerkat because Ed Herman is like somehow drunkenly stumbled into 2 wins in his last 2 fights.
Terrible fighters.
Yeah, against really bad dudes.
Cummins?
And also, I don't know. I think people are kind of looking into Meerkat getting taken out by the OBC's hometown kid last time out. But I mean, I just think that was the way Heinisch was going to win that fight. I did bet Meerkat there. I figured it would be a little bit more grinding and a slower pace fight. But props to Heinisch. He finally got him one. He caught him with something. But I can't see Ed Herman catching Meerkat with something like that. Meerkat can get this down, I think, if he wants to. And I think he stops Ed Herman at some point in this fight, second, third round. And I like him pretty big in this fight. It's probably one of my favorite spots on the card. I got him in a couple parlays.
Newshun.
Ed Herman is so fucking bad.
So bad.
It's crazy that he's got 2 straight wins in the UFC, but I mean there are some pretty big piles in the UFC right now. So bad. I like Meerkat here. I did bet him as well against Heinisch. That's a little concerning that he got knocked out, 2 months ago when he's fighting already. But he's
who cares?
He's been cracked before. He comes back. I think he's good to go here. He's the more skilled fighter. I think he can get Herman down. Probably Gab's a sub. He does have some TKOs on his record, but
he's fighting Ed Herman
too. Yeah, he's fighting Ed Herman, who
he is fighting at. Herman's 39.
Oh, Jesus.
39.
Is that it?
And that's just age. Like the fight years is
the fight and the booze and whatever else.
Man,
you got to tack on another 10 probably.
Herman's been around for a long time, dude.
Herman has 14 losses in his storied career. But my best Herman stat when I was looking through this, because I was like, I forget everything about old fights that I don't pay attention to. So I was, peek at the guys' profiles. Herman is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yikes.
Can you just give those away at Kmart?
If you hang around long enough.
He's been sub 6.
It's kind of a pity at that point.
He's been sub 6 times in 14 losses, and he's a black belt that he got at Kmart.
I think getting your black belt in like 1998 is a little bit different than getting your black belt in like 2008, 2010. Like the competition is just completely different. Everybody was getting a black belt back in the fucking late 90s and shit. And apparently fucking Ed Herman's one of them.
That's crazy. Yeah, I put him in a parlay with Valiev, just 1 unit plus 142. The numbers have come down. I might add on Meerkat.
Bradley.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked when I saw this line because you can say that Meerkat's going up to 205 and fighting at light heavyweight, but Ed Herman has never been a light heavyweight. He's a fat middleweight that doesn't want to cut weight. And Ed Herman has to be the slowest fighter that has ever been in the UFC.
We already talked about this. We already talked about this pre-show. I found somebody.
Exactly.
Anthony Perosh.
We said you have to go geriatric to find a fucking guy that's as slow as fucking.
You gotta find a senior citizen.
Herman's geriatric now. He's pushing 40. That's MMA years. That's
all right. Here's the analogy. Herman, when he throws a punch, he sends a telegraph first. So he taps it out in Morse code. He does that. Perosh, when he throws a punch, he sends it by mail. So it's going to get there 17 days later. But Herman, I don't understand what he's going to do in this fight. Meerkat is not a great striker, but he's going to be faster. He's going to have more power here. He's definitely the better grappler in this fight. He's got more cardio. And when he wins, he finishes fights. So I've got him in a parlay, the same one as Sean has with Valiev, because that number was stupid, and somehow it's gotten stupider. I don't understand. And then I also have I've got Meerkat inside the distance because I think that he's either going to get a sub or just take your back, flatten you out, punch you until a ref stops it. TKO.
Imagine what Herman looks like in the second round with Meerkat all over him for 5 or 6, 7 minutes.
Right?
It's going to be so ugly. It's going to be bad.
Poor Ed Herman.
Poor Ed Herman.
I am in agreement with everyone. I think Meerkat is better. I think he's a finisher. I think Herman gets finished a lot. So I'm looking at maybe an inside the distance. Meerkat! This is it. This is what everyone's been waiting for. We do have our Munich. Of course, it's on a sloppy prelim fight between a washed-up fighter and a guy going up a weight class, and we're going to take it inside.
What else would it be?
Because we don't do main card. We don't do main events and co-main events, stuff like that. So I like Meerkat. Meerkat inside the distance at plus 150. Seems weird to me because Herman gets finished all the time, and Meerkat finishes most of his fights, and it's plus 150. I don't get it. So that is the Munich play of the week, is on Meerkat inside the distance, plus 155. So now let's move up to the
172-3 by next week.
Yeah, I know. We're just going to keep doubling up the wins. Next up, bantamweight division. Frankie, I saw the signs taking on Jonathan Martinez. Wes?
Yeah, I mean, the signs are starting to be his fucking social security check because Frankie's he's getting a little old, man. Look, if I didn't see that last fight, I probably would take a shot on him here. Man, I can't trust him after him getting absolutely obliterated by Vera last time out. I don't think much of Martinez, but I usually bet on younger, kind of newer fighters over badly aging bets. I can't bet Martinez here, but I'm not touching Frankie here. I mean, I can get somebody taking the shot. I mean, I think he's the better fighter, but fuck, man, he's pushing 40 off of a brutal knockout loss. I'm just going to pass.
You, Sean?
I had to take a small shot. I don't think Martinez is that good. He has been taken down a good amount in his career, and I think if Saenz wants to win, that's kind of his path to victory, is to take this guy down. So I got one unit at plus 195. It's even higher now. I think Saenz got a shot. He is fucking ancient. He's turning 40 in a couple weeks, and he never fights, but I think this number is a little bit too wide.
I should be about 4 claws and a full bottle of red by this one. So
and then we draw a fucking mess in.
I'll probably be there with y'all.
I might talk West into it.
You know it.
Brad, he beat Jay's boy a few years ago, Dvashvili. So he's got that going for him.
Yeah. Apparently that dude's supposed to be good.
He's not, though. He's not good.
I don't bet against him when these old dudes.
Who's he fighting?
Dodson.
Yeah.
Oh, Dodson's going to punch his face off. Nice. All right.
Yeah, he's not going to take Dodson down and hold him down.
Hold him.
Nobody can. Happen. You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't hate when these old dudes don't fight a lot, and when they take their knockouts, like they've got a break between them. And Saenz has been pretty tough throughout his career, so I kind of think that he's able to survive whatever this guy is able to throw at him, and he does not look good. The fact that has he fought in the UFC before?
Who?
Martinez?
Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's got a few fights in the UFC.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I have no recollection of any of his fights. And Frankie Saenz is plus 215 now to him. Like that's silly. I'm gonna take a shot on the old man here because he's just gonna clinch him up, grind him out, maybe to get a takedown every once in a while, take a decision. He's gonna win this fight.
Dodson's plus 170.
Shh, Lance. Don't tell people that shit. Haven't bet it yet.
We gotta wait until the limits open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm
well, that's going to be Munich because Jay is not going to bet Dodson in that fight.
That's
yeah,
true.
basically, if you guys haven't noticed, we haven't talked to him this week, but really, the Munich play of the week is just fading Jay.
That's a winning angle. That is a winning angle.
It is tried and true. I do like Frankie. I saw the signs here, as you can see by my glorious name. So yeah, I think he's old, but that knockout was a year and a half ago. I was at that fight. Wes, I think you were with me. Were you with me?
If it was in Nashville, I was there.
Yeah, so we were there. We did that. That happened.
We were fucking hammered That
Yeah,
that card though.
I think fights happen though. Something that's when
Pretty
like
sure.
we went with a group of like 10 people and like 8 of them like blacked out and left the arena
Yeah,
before
we're
like
gone.
before the main card. And
We're
we had a
sitting there
whole
fucking
row.
drinking beers and fucking hugging on each other and just slosh. Dude.
Yep, that was fun. But you know he's had some time off. I know he's a bit older, but he's gonna wrestle here. He's gonna wrestle. I think
This guy lost a soup can.
Yeah, Soup Can Tai.
Yep, that's not
Got
very good.
wrestled by Soup Can Tai.
Yeah, so
Like-
Why do I even do this show? Like, y'all gonna make me bet more money on shit that I swear I wasn't gonna bet
Bear
on.
Jew last week you loaded up.
Yep.
Sure.
Hey,
So,
what did I win you last week, Wes? Bear Jew, sub, Shogun decision. Did you end up getting on Whittaker decision too? Come on.
I think I did. I think I did. I mean, I'm drinking. We're doing nothing but zooming. I mean, fuck. Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tremendous. So this is a new special when we have usually me and Bradley agree on one big dog a card, but this one there was 2 big dogs, and we don't like this one as much as Meerkat Inside the Distance. So this is the Donowitz play of the week, which means stab on the old fella at the big number. So this is the Donowitz Bear Jew play of the week. So yeah, Frankie, I saw the signs.
Can I retroactively say that this is actually the second Donny Donowitz special of the week? Brett Johns with the first one, which also cashed.
Ooh, yes. So we are now. I think we're actually 17-0 on those bets.
That sounds right.
My laptop needs a charger.
accurate.
What's the next? What's the next fight? All right, here we go. All right, next fight we got middleweight division. Kevin Holland taking on Trevin Giles or Trevin. Wes.
There's only one Tevin Giles. Is that like New Edition or something like that? Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know. I've had just so Holland's like won me money. The dude's lost me money. He seems to fight guys like down to their level a lot. Look, I think he's better than Giles here? Absolutely. I just feel like the guy's a mook sometimes, man. Or I would probably bet him here. I do like. I think Lance said it before the show that he probably like gets taken down here and catches some kind of sub on Giles. Like Giles has literally been sub like 2 out of his last 3 fights the same fucking way. That probably happens here, but man, I feel like Holland is just a superior fighter to him, but fuck, he just does some dumb shit from time to time. Even in fights he wins, he puts himself in spots that he never has to be in. And Giles is tough, man. The dude can fucking wrestle a little bit. It worries me laying juice on Holland here. I do think he's going to win here, but just laying 2-1 on him just kind of worries me. I'll probably have him in something small, but yeah, he'll be the pick and he'll probably win fairly easy. I'll call a sub.
Wes, I told you the way not to lay juice on this one.
Sub.
Inside is plus 135. He's not winning no decision. He doesn't know how to do that. It's not his thing.
He's mookie.
Sean.
I told myself I wouldn't bet on Trevin Giles ever again a couple fights ago.
Do it. Bet on him.
I'm feeling the same way I am.
It reached plus 200. I had to put a half unit on it. He gives away fights. We've seen this. He seems like a guy that has skills but just doesn't put it together. And I guess part of this bet is just kind of hoping he'll put it together at some fucking point. I don't think he won that last fight against James Krause, but Kevin Holland
You're betting a guy that's lost to Zach Cummings, Meerkat, and James Krause on 15 minutes notice.
He was beating 2 of those guys, and he won
Congrats.
the other one, even if it was bullshit. But yes, that is who I'm betting on. A very, very small bet. But yeah, Holland does some mookie shit. He should have probably lost to Meerkat. He's done some other dumb shit, so it was worth it. I'll take it. Plus 200, half a unit. Why not?
Fair. Brad?
You know what? Every once in a while, Holland is definitely going to jump guard for a guillotine. And you're going to swear at him if you've got money on him. And that's fine. But the thing is, in this fight, Trevin Giles loves to get guillotined.
He does.
Wait, is Holland one of the tall, lanky dudes that's good, or one of the tall, lanky dudes that sucks? And he's one of the tall, lanky dudes that's pretty good. I mean, in the UFC, he's only lost to what? Santos and Brennan Allen?
Yeah.
And both of those guys are good.
Pretty decent.
All the rest of his losses are early in his career. Also against like pretty good guys like Melender. I think he lost to like Rafael Lovato in Legacy back in the day, stuff like that. He's a pretty solid fighter, and at some point, Giles is going to get tired of getting punched in the face by the longer fighter. He's going to take a sloppy shot like he always does, and Holland's going to grab his neck and choke the shit out of him. And Holland by sub is like plus 240. So that's all right.
I like Kevin Holland a lot in this fight. Like Brad said, Giles likes getting choked. He's a big fan of getting choked. And
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Holland's a good guy. He's a good fighter. He does some stupid shit, but when he faces guys he's supposed to beat, he beats them and he finishes them. I like Holland inside here. It's plus 135. He's finished most of the fights. When he doesn't finish a guy, it's usually a super, super tough type guy or smart guy. That is not this. This dude's a fan of getting choked. I mean, we're all fans of getting choked. I get it.
Yeah.
But not in this situation. So, yeah, I haven't bet anything yet, but I will be betting Kevin Holland inside the distance here. Let's now move up. And this is a solid main card if you cancel out the co-main event, which is not good. Lightweight division, Lando Vannata, Bobby Green, the rematch nobody wanted. Wes?
Yeah, look, I feel like Bobby Green, I think I said it earlier, I think he wins this fight like 95 times out of 100. But then the 5 other times he goes full Bobby Green, and it's always bad when he goes full Bobby fucking Green. Man, I think he's the better all-around fighter. I mean, Vannata's probably a little better on the feet. But I mean, I don't think the wrestling and the grappling's close at all. And if Bobby Green is smart, he gets inside on Vannata and he grinds here and he wins an easy fight. I'm a really big Vannata fan. I love to watch him fight, but the guy's completely one-dimensional. You know what he's going to do every single fight. He does it fairly well, but he needs the type of opponent that's going to let him do those things and just pretty stand up and box. And is Bobby Green going to come in there and try to kickbox with Vannata? Fuck, maybe he will. Who fucking knows? It's Bobby Green.
Of course he will.
I'm banking that he fought. I think he was the better guy the first time around. I think he's the better guy this time around, and hopefully he realizes that he needs to start putting some wins together and fights up. Wouldn't say a smart fight, but just fights up to his capabilities and puts himself in the best position to win. And plus money here, I mean, I don't think he should be the dog at all to Lando Vannata. So I got to take a small shot. Nothing big because it is Bobby Green, but at plus 125, I'm going to take a shot on Bobby Green.
You, Sean.
I really hate myself on this card. I'm just expecting torture from my bets.
I saw your bets. You will feel torture.
I put a small bet on Bobby Green, 1 unit at plus 130. I think he is the better fighter. I think he's looked better since these guys' first fight. I did give that first fight to Vannata, but they both have multiple wins and multiple losses since that fight. But I just think Green has looked better. He is more skilled, but he can go full Bobby Green. He was fairly smart against Clay Guida and pieced him up pretty good. So if he fights that way, I think he can win somewhat easily, but
he still made that fight close.
He made that fight too close.
He finds a way. He's fighting. He's 100 times better than a guy like Guida. He shows it, and that fight Like, if you bet on Green, you weren't 1,000% sure he was going to get that decision.
Oh, I bet on him there.
I know. I did.
That's
And it was not great.
I bet on Guida because of that.
I bet on Guida because I thought that would happen. You know, it was worth it.
Ugh. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't go full Bobby Green, but it's always a possibility.
He was full Bobby Green every fight. That's just Bobby. That's Bobby Green. This dude loses fights. He's won. He has 2 wins in the last 6 years. 2.
That's what I think. He knows he's got to.
He doesn't
care. I mean, that means he's due, Lance. He's due.
He doesn't care.
That's true.
He's in all those fights. That's the shit.
All of them. Yeah.
He is great at competitively losing. Tremendous.
Straight up.
And then going, if he would have done this, he could have won. But you know what? He never does
didn't.
that. He never does that. He stands there. He's
Very
like,
true.
oh, hit me. That doesn't hurt. I'm Bobby Green. Now I'm not going to throw a punch back for 2 minutes.
He surprisingly didn't do that a whole lot against Guida, and that's why I've got a little bit of faith. He did it a little bit. He didn't do it a whole lot.
He didn't go
He did it a
full.
little bit. Yeah,
Is that because he knew Guida had no striking whatsoever, so he knew he could actually move forward and throw punches with no risk of damage?
It's possible.
I mean, Vannata is probably the most overrated fighter in the last. When did he debut against Ferguson?
Kamzat
4
Mugabuga.
years ago. So Vannata's been in the UFC for 4 years, and his best win is
Bobby
John
Green.
McDessie.
No.
Is it John McDessie? I think it's John McDessie.
What about Marcos Rosa Mariano?
Vannata, he rocked Tony Ferguson in his debut on super short notice.
Who doesn't?
He landed exactly. He landed a cool knockout against John McDessie. Cool. He has sucked since then. He is not a good fighter. So I think that Bobby Green is, even if this just stays as an entirely striking battle, I think Bobby Green's probably able to get inside of Vannata's kicks, which are his only real weapons on the feet, and probably box him up and win a decision. And then if anything other than striking happens, he's better at that than Lando Vannata. So I like Bobby Green here. I think he takes the decision. It's plus 200 here. This fight is going to decision, which I also have in a prop.
Fair.
Or in a parlay, sorry.
I get it. Vannata is super overrated. Bobby Green, not a big fan of throwing punches. Big fan of taunting versus punching. The thing is, this isn't when we say go full Bobby Green, right? This guy's entire last 6 years is the same thing. He's in fights that he should win, that he doesn't.
But against good dudes. Good dudes.
He doesn't fight, though. He does not like fighting. He lost to Vannata. He lost 2 of the 3 rounds that they fought. The only reason it was a draw is because of a penalty, a 1-point deduction. He already lost this fight. Bobby Green's 33 years older. He doesn't seem to care. Even the Guida fight, right? He knows he's 1,000 times better, and he still wasn't pushing the action. He wasn't doing his normal just circle and punch himself in the stomach and whatever and Bobby Green. But he still wasn't aggressive. He could have went forward and landed shots and put Clay Guida away several times.
Lance, instead, are you betting Vannata?
He didn't. I'm not. I'm not betting him. I'm telling you guys that Bobby Green
we'll
sucks.
be crying about it. You can tell us you told us.
I'll be worried the entire fight.
Yeah,
I am picking Lando Vannata by split decision. And people are going to say after the fight, if Bobby Green would have done insert this, he should have won. I wish he would have been more active, and that's what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and move on here.
That's probably the best breakdown of this fight that I've heard.
It's going to be funny when this happens. All right, welterweight division: Vicente Luque versus Randy Brown. Head scratcher to me on this line, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. I'm kind of there with you. I just think I think Randy Brown has improved a little bit over the past year or so, and has just showed it in the cage. Fought a little bit smarter. He used to be another mook that found ways to lose fights, and I feel like he's got a couple decent wins over a couple decent guys. But come on, man. I mean, we know who the better guy is here. Yeah, does Luque get hit quite a bit? Yeah, I mean, look at the guys he's fighting, though. I mean, he's fighting guys that are levels above Randy Brown that throw 10 times the amount of strikes that Randy Brown is going to throw in this fight. Randy Brown is a 1 or 2 strike guy, circles around, tries to get inside, body you up. If this stays kickboxing, Luque's going to destroy him. I think Randy Brown's probably going to go for some takedowns here. We've seen Luque's takedown defense. It's fucking unbelievable. I think this stays up on top, and Luque does Luque shit. This is Randy Brown, man. This isn't even Nico Price to me. I like Luque here quite a bit. I figured he'd be more around minus 250 or something like that. So I got Luque parlayed with somebody later on the card.
Nueva Sean.
I'm a little less confident in Luque. I think actually his best way to victory is honestly offensively taking down this guy and grappling him.
It always is.
Yeah. He just never does it. So how can
he doesn't do it?
Yeah.
And that's
I
what
fucking
worries me.
I love guys like that. Like, fuck the easiest way to win.
Yep.
I'm gonna bite down on this shit pretty hard.
Yeah, he fell in love with his striking, and his striking is very good. It's
so good.
His defense that never caught up.
So bad.
And that worries me a bit in this fight. Randy Brown is okay on the feet. I think Luque hopefully does fight smart, get some takedowns. When it is on the feet, he should have a bit of an edge, but that striking defense worries me. But I threw a half a unit on Luque by decision at plus 335. I think Brown can take it, or Luque might punch a hole in his head. It's definitely possible. So I thought that was a bit
one of those
number.
two things for sure.
Like Luque might already be right around a title shot if the dude could block a punch with anything besides his face. Like straight up.
Yeah, his offense is very good.
It's unbelievable, but dude loves blocking punches with his dome.
He does. He definitely does. Brad?
Vicente Luque is going to fuck Randy Brown up. Like this
That's what I like to hear.
This is not going to be a competitive fight. Randy Brown, you think that because he's tall and stuff that he should be good on the feet. He's not good on the feet. A bunch of his wins coming from like subs and guys gassing out, him getting on top and stuff like that. I think he's got one from a knee in the clinch and then some punches after that. But Luque hits so much harder on the feet, so much more dangerous. And he's facing a guy that got knocked out by hammer fists while he was on top. He was on top of a dude and got knocked out. Like Luque's probably going to knock this guy out. But even if it somehow gets to the ground, he's also way better on the ground. Like I do not understand this one at all. Vicente Luque is a much better fighter. I've got him parlayed with that Vannata Green decision, and then like the next fight we're not going to talk about. So I've got it parlayed with that goes to decision as well, because that fight's going to fucking decisions. So Luque. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Luque here. I'm actually not the biggest Luque supporter. I think he has a lot of holes in his game. He blocks punches with his face mainly. I don't think this is the guy to do that. To Brad's point, Randy Brown he's not a one punch knockout type of guy. And obviously my man's got some chin issues. Like he got some chin issues.
Luque's going to test him.
I'll say this: Luque chin checks dudes almost instantly. Like that is not a dude who like loosens up into a fight. Like they touch gloves, and within 10 seconds you're going, it's. I think it's just how he throws. Like his punches just seem like they're gonna hit your head off of your body. I don't know if it's his body type and how it goes, but he has pretty crisp boxing, and I think Randy Brown, if he does do desperation takedowns and does that, Luque's got some good chokes. Like he has some good jiu-jitsu. Like I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's lighting Brown up on the feet. Brown takes a stupid shot and we see a Darce or some kind of front choke. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I think this is just too much for Randy Brown. And I think this is a bad matchup. I think Randy Brown can get some good strikers out of there if he has, the wrestling and grappling advantage, because he does have, okay jiu-jitsu. I mean, subbing guys like Warley Alves is not terrible. But in this fight, I don't see it. I think Luque beats the shit out of him. So I do have Luque parlayed. Let's now skip the co-main event. Skip it.
Yeah,
it's going to be bad.
It's a decision. I don't care either way. Hold it.
15 minutes.
Calderwood
15 minutes of soul-sucking bullshit before we go into the main event.
Suck it, Jay. That's how real hosts do shit. Moving up to the main event, we go to the middleweight division as we have Derek Brunson taking on Edmen Shahbazyan. Wesley?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
just Canelo. All right.
He's got that good head movement too. I'm just wanting another meme out of this fight. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it at some point. Look, I like Edmen. I don't think it's like going out on a limb to say that this kid is the fucking real deal. And look, Brunson's just the same guy he's always been, man. The dude's wrestling is fairly good, but he just wants to get in there and throw dumb shit. The guy's probably got some of the worst fucking technical striking that you could imagine at a guy at his level of the sport. It's honestly kind of surprising that he's done what he's done, being that fucking bad. I guess he throws pretty hard. Like I said, his wrestling's pretty decent. I mean, that'll get you quite a ways in this weight class. But look, Edmen's smooth, man. This is going to be on the feet, and Edmen's going to piece this guy up. Brunson's going to run in, throwing that fucking Duffy Frank Mir fucking sprinkler system fucking haymakers, and Edmen's going to throw a straight punch, and I'm going to get another meme. So I got a big parlay with Luque and Edmen, and I got Edmen in some other chalk shit, but I like him a lot in this fight, and I think the kid's real. That kid is so legit, and I think he's 21 or 22 years old. It's pretty crazy that he's already made it this far at that age. I will say one thing: I don't know if he's ever going to win a belt with fucking the shitty Edmen behind him and coaching him. Maybe that just is showing us just how good this kid is, that he is at this level with shitty Edmen behind him and coaching him. Because I don't think that dude's a great fucking MMA coach whatsoever. So, yeah, Edmen all day here, though.
New Sean?
I'm fully expecting Shahbazyan to meme Derek Brunson in the first round. I think that's kind of the likely scenario. I think it's like plus 150 at places, plus 135, him in the first round. Brunson is easily the best guy he's fought, but this is a pretty good matchup for him. I think if Brunson fights smart and doesn't do what he's done in a lot of fights, then this fight might go longer. I took a stab at Shahbazyan by decision at plus 600 for a unit. I think that's pretty damn high for a 3-round fight. But I fully am aware that I could be flushing that in like 2 minutes into this fight. But yeah, Shahbazyan's gonna win.
Brad, if you go into Wikipedia and you click on Edmen Shahbazyan under trainer, it says Edmen head movement. Yes, it does.
Jesus.
Head movement.
That's absolutely correct.
That's always going to be one of the best videos ever. Just head movement, move. Until she gets her fucking shit knocked off. God, it's so great.
So good.
Yeah, I'm
hold on.
kind of on the same.
We have a breaking comment. New Sean just put it up. I gotta say, This show is very enjoyable tonight with Lance back where he belongs.
Oh, shots fired!
That's a Lance ghost account right there.
Sean Appler.
I bring a certain amount.
I've seen that.
I bring a certain amount of professionalism to the hosting game.
It's because you're a fucking salesman. So you can sell anything.
I do sell for a living. I talk and present. I present to large crowds of people, CEOs, things like that, on a daily basis. I'm sure you can tell. So I'm very good at speaking. So it just makes sense. So Sean, I appreciate the comment. Brad, continue, please.
I'm sort of on the same track as Sean, where like we've got that ridiculous price on a Canadian book of Edmen decision plus 600. So I took it, but you said you took it for a unit?
Yep.
I took it.
I got nothing to bet on this card, so I said fuck it.
I took it for a quarter unit because I'm pretty sure. So yeah, like Edmen's probably gonna lay this dude out, but I'm hoping that like Brunson, the two guys that haven't knocked Brunson out in his career losses are Kendall Grove. That was a terrible decision by the way, back on like a Strikeforce Showtime card, and Anderson Silva in 2017, who was shot for like 5 years prior to that fight. So
yep.
He's probably going to get knocked out, but I had to take the stupid price.
Yep.
Yeah, so I like Edmen here. As much I've been wrong a lot on this fella. I don't want him to be good, and I don't think he should be good, and I hate that he's good, but he's good. I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he's going to be. I think, we talked about the guy, I already forgot his name earlier, like Hazmat or something, hazmat suit.
Hazmat suit.
Whatever his name is. When you look at who he's beaten, you could make an argument that Edmen's not deserving of his ranking based on who he's beat too. His best win is
he ranked?
He's like 8th or 9th.
Brad Tavares.
Yeah, his best win is Brad Tavares, but that's not peak Brad Tavares. That was like Brad Tavares who hadn't won a fight in a few years. Like it kind of washed Brad Tavares.
He's got some way better wins than Hazmat. I mean,
yes, I'm saying in comparison. We're crowning Edmen as the next great thing in all of this, and I don't know if beating Brunson tells that story of a future title contender. I'd like to see this kid if he wins.
Good step.
It's a decent test.
It is.
Armenian Canelo, baby.
Isn't this what we want him to do with a 22-year-old though?
This is how you do it.
Yes.
This is how you do it. I'm just saying, I don't know if he's good as we think he is at this point.
People are going to get pumped up if he does what he's supposed to do on Saturday.
This man fights Uriah Hall. He's getting spin kicked. That's all I'm trying to say. He will get spin kicked dead. That's the fight I want. I wanted
shit, get spin kicked.
I didn't want this fight to be what it is. I wanted this fight to be Uriah Hall versus Edmen Shahbazyan. But I don't get my way. So I do like Edmen here. I do think he finishes rather easily. Brunson's Brunson, man. Like he doesn't think very much. He's not big in the thinking department. And he's been kind of lucky in opponents who he's faced recently. If he faces anyone with some pretty decent power, he usually gets slept pretty violently. He's also 36 now, and I don't think he's going to be able. He's old. I don't think he's going to be able to take this fight down. And if he does, I don't think he can hold him down. But his only opportunity here is to get down and lay on him and just pray for the bell. That the bell, when the clapping happens, that's when the round's over. So it's a good time at that point to jump in. But yeah, I have him parlayed with someone else in the card. I don't remember who was it.
It's smooth criminal time, baby.
Luque, and that's the consensus.
Yeah, that's the Chalk City tout special of the week. Every tout is going to be fucking pimping that bet right there.
Don't pay
plus
buy
106
my package.
Yeah, don't pay $100. Don't pay $100.
5 units plus 106.
Edmen. Do not pay fucking $100 for Luque Edmen. Just bet it. Bet it now. Don't bet
Easy.
it.
Easy. Sleeveless. Buy my package. I'm up 716 units if you don't count the last year. Yeah. I'm 12-12 in months. You're when Lucas started when Lucas started betting
counting
MMA,
years.
he started counting months and years. He was like, I'm 4-2 in months. And like other MMA touts started doing that. And I'm like I've been gambling for a long, long time. I've been in the gambling world well before I started being an MMA fan and being in MMA gambling. And the fucking shit that MMA touts and gamblers say and do is some of the, like, I'm 8-2 in months. And if I'm betting a -110, I don't bet it to win a unit.
Win 100.
I do it to bet 9.9.
Yeah.
Like all this shit.
No,
Like,
you can tell the MMA betting community is some of the most fucking novice, new, wet behind the ears motherfuckers in gambling that you'll ever see. Ever.
Like find a tout or some kind of gambler who bets on football, like a professional guy that's not betting 1.1 unit to win a unit. Like these fucking MMA guys are just, man, they kill me. It's rather embarrassing. But that's all I got for this week. We kept it under 2 hours, so that's good, I guess. We talked a lot, but
We did.
it was a good show. I
fun.
enjoyed being back as the host in my throne.
Might be where we got to go at this point if that's what the listeners want.
I think it's just going to be up to a fan vote.
I mean, now that you're showing up
birthday.
on a continuous basis, I mean,
I
you
have
are
not-
the host.
I have not missed the only card I missed from like an actual fight
It's a
card breakdown.
recap.
Yeah, and then the only one I missed of an actual fight card in the last forever was when I went to Hilton Head and I was at the beach. I have not missed a card since March. So you're
Very
welcome,
impressive,
fan.
Lance.
And our numbers couldn't be better. Like the correlation is
I bring
uncanny.
the ratings.
You
it's
do.
It's the professionalism. It's the seriousness. It's the tape study.
The fucking
It's
forearm,
these.
bro.
I mean,
it's all it is.
It's all this.
It's all it is.
It's the tape study. I think it's mostly the tape study.
That-
I'm big in the
that's the
tape
big
study
thing.
index.
That's
The
the
index.
big
The tape study index is
Tape
clicking on Tapology.
Changed my life. So, any final words from you fellas before we wrap?
We got Wes's favorite next week, the Black Beast in the small cage. What do you think is going to happen?
You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen.
He's going to get choked out from top.
You know what's
No,
gonna
he's
happen?
gonna win.
I'm gonna lose money on fucking Derek Lewis again. That's what's gonna fucking
All right,
happen.
let me pull up the
That's
rankings
right.
real quick. I showed you how to break down Derek
No,
Lewis fights, I
I'm-
believe, didn't I, Wes? So here's how you do.
I don't listen.
So
I don't
who is he fighting?
Olenek.
There's
Olenek.
lacrosse on
All right,
TV right
Olenek.
now, so I ain't listen to you assholes anymore.
Is Wes? Here's how you break down Derek Lewis fights. Is Olenek top 5 in his division?
No.
He is not.
Derek Lewis wins.
No, Derek Lewis
Tried and true.
is gonna lose like fucking 4.5 fucking rounds,
And then what's he gonna
catch
do?
him with something stupid and win every
Dude,
time.
He is going to beat up that old man to death.
That's
He's
a
gonna
small ass
beat him.
cage, man.
And you know what the bad part is I'm gonna have more money on a plus 200 and something for, underdog against Derek Lewis and probably lose again.
Are you really going to bet against
No,
him for
Wes, you
Olenek?
just need to bet the plus
No.
200 underdog early, and then after Lewis loses a bunch of rounds, which he's
Yep.
going to do, you take Lewis live. You're fine.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Derek Lewis is not going to lose rounds to Olenek. This would be the
Yes, he
reverse Derek. This is the
He
reverse
He
Derek
might.
Lewis.
I
This is
mean,
the reverse Derek Lewis.
Olenek,
He will
you see
win
them
every
hands
second.
against Verdum?
and I mean, we
Stand with Derek Lewis?
we've seen Derek Lewis's takedown defense, especially in the after 3 minutes. We've seen his takedown defense. The dude will go turtle and just lay there, like
What's he do? Is this guy top 5?
he's gonna win.
No.
I
Top
know he's
five?
gonna win.
He's not.
It's going to be a fun breakdown next week. That's for damn sure.
There is no breakdown. Lance just broke it down. I'm gonna bet the underdog. The underdog is not top 5, so he's gonna win fucking 13 minutes in whatever the fuck, and Derek Lewis is gonna knock him out. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
I mean,
Oh,
we've had
fuck.
the same discussion about 7 or 8
Oh,
times.
we've seen it for like 3.5 years or some shit.
Derek Lewis,
Oh.
in his last like 15 fights has lost. Mark Hunt was around top 5 at this point, but he's lost to Mark Hunt, Daniel Cormier, and Junior Dos Santos. So if you are not top 5, you're Francis Ngannou, he wasn't in the top 5. I don't think when Derek Lewis beat him.
He was.
Was he? Was he in there?
What's bad
was
though?
like
Dominated him.
Look at look at his last like 10 fights. He's like losing all of them. Like all of them. He's losing them. Every single one of them. And the dude's he's won most of them. That's so
It does
funny.
not matter if he wins or it doesn't matter.
I know.
Derek Lewis, non-top 5, minus 265 is stealing. But anyway, I am keeping this shit under 2 hours. We're not doing that. Thank you guys so much for listening. We had a blast. Enjoy the fights. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
NBC Sports